Alright everyone, this is Test Your Urogenital Knowledge, the urogenital system of the shark, the mudpuppy, and the cat. Let's go ahead and let's get started. This organ functions in osmoregulation and excretion. What is it? It's the kidney! The kidney is where urine formation takes place via the reabsorption of nutrients and water from a filtrate that eventually gets collected in collecting tubules and released through the renal pelvis. What is the name of the male gonad? The testes. The testes are where sperm are produced, and they're also nourished via Sertoli cells. This is the duct that moves sperm via peristalsis to the ejaculatory duct, also known as the urethra. What is it? The vas deferens, also sometimes known as the ductus deferens. The vas deferens moves the sperm from storage to the urethra to be expelled from the body. This organ functions in the storage of urine. What is it? The answer is the urinary bladder, and I don't think I really have to explain that. These three potential organs produce semen. What are they? The seminal vesicles, the bulbourethral gland, and the prostate. The bulbourethral gland in particular is providing a lubricant for the semen. The seminal vesicles and the prostate are each providing the sugars that are making up the semen. This is the male reproductive cell. What is it? Sperm. I don't think I have to explain that one either. This is the female gonad. The answer is the ovary. I'm sure you got that one. That one's pretty easy. Let's continue. What is it called when the ova ruptures from the ovary? The answer is ovulation. Ovulation is actually fairly interesting because during this time, a female space becomes more symmetrical, and this is because that evolutionarily speaking, this is the time when a female is going to want to go out and look for the perfect man. And also, because of this, evolutionarily speaking, it is during this time that females tend to dump their boyfriends, which is just an interesting fun fact. This is the duct that transports urine to the urinary bladder. The answer is the ureter. Any of you who may have had kidney stones in the past are probably very familiar with this duct because if a kidney stone gets lodged into it, it is very painful. And so you have to drink a lot of water to help the kidney stone pass through the ureter and into the urinary bladder. This is the site of expulsion of both excretory and digestive waste in both the sharks and the mudpuppy. The answer is the cloaca. This is the site of urogenital excretion in mammals. The answer is the urethra. So mammals do not have just one site where everything is being released. We have a urethra where our excretory and genital waste are being released. And we also have the anus where our digestive system waste is being released. This organ stirs the maturing sperm that has been produced in the testy. The answer is the epididymis. The epididymis is in essence meant to delay sperm release, so they do have time to mature. This is where the ova becomes fertilized. The answer is the fallopian tube, also sometimes known as the oviduct. This is where fertilization takes place. This is the part of the fallopian tube that catches the ova once it's released during ovulation. The answer is the fimbriae of the ostium. An ostium is just a hole. It's the hole or the entrance to the fallopian tube. There are hairs on this hole that catch the egg once it's been ovulated and pull it into the fallopian tube. This is a developmental duct that is retained in females that becomes the oviduct. The answer is the Müllerian duct. So, interestingly, because females don't have a Y chromosome, there's a gene on the Y chromosome that tells the body to allow the Müllerian duct to regress or become underdeveloped. Because females do not have that Y chromosome, the Müllerian duct is never told to regress or become underdeveloped, and so the Müllerian duct develops into the oviduct or fallopian tube. This is the developmental duct that is retained in males that becomes the vas deferens. The answer is the Wolffian duct. So if we go back to the Y chromosome, on that chromosome is a gene that is telling the body to produce anti-Müllerian hormone, which is what causes the Müllerian duct to regress. And if the Müllerian duct is told to regress, the Wolffian duct develops into the vas deferens. However, if the Y chromosome is not present, then the anti-Müllerian hormone is never produced, and so the Wolffian duct regresses, and the Müllerian duct develops. This substance neutralizes the acidity of the vagina. The answer is semen, and if you recall, semen is produced via the seminal vesicles, bulbourethral gland, and the prostate. Each one of those organs is contributing to the production of semen. Implantation occurs in the answer is the uterus. The minute the egg is implanted into the body wall or the uterine lining, that is when implantation occurs. Fertilization occurs in the fallopian tube. Sharks use this to transfer sperm during mating, and this is only found in the males. The answer is the clasper. This is also in sharks only. This organ secretes a thin shell around eggs and stores sperm. This is located at the anterior end of the oviduct where fertilization occurs. The answer is the shell gland. And that is all I have for you. I hope you did well. Thanks for watching.